Alright guys, right now I am currently collecting every single North American PS2 game on a quest I'm calling PlayStation 2 Completion. And I just realized over the weekend that I just hit the quarter waypoint. 450 was the 25% mark for what I'm going for. So kind of crazy that I'm already there. As you can see, my shelves are just starting to fill up, so I'm gonna have to start dealing with getting more space pretty soon. But I figured since I just hit the quarter point, why don't I go get some more games? Alright guys, currently I am on my way to the Doublemint headquarters because recently they just bought a massive collection, and from that collection they were able to fill up 2 massive boxes of low dollar games that they're just going to trade in. So I figure I'll go through it, pick out any of the PS2 games I want, and I'll make them an offer on them. Now, as I'm going through this, guys, I'm mainly looking for basically any PS2 games that I don't have that aren't sports games. So something like FIFA, I'm not even gonna bother buying this from them because there's no way I'm gonna be able to pay them more than what they're gonna get in trade-in somewhere. But an example of something I could buy from them is something like this Star Wars Clone Wars. I'm pretty sure I don't have it. This is something I'm willing to pay like $1 or $2 for. Whereas the sports games, over the years, I'm sure I'll be able to find them for free or extraordinarily cheap. I'd rather wait on them as long as possible. Okay, ended up setting aside everything I definitely do not need right now. And then I got a little pile here of games I want to potentially buy. Let's go see if I can potentially wax Doublemint here. Okay, Tom, I went through the trade bin. I found a bunch of quality titles, as you can see here, and I also found 3 games that you guys were about to send to that one place that you guys send games to, but how about everything here I could do $57 on? How does that sound?
Well, no, I think you're gonna have to take this with you, actually.
Oh, is this like a special grail, or what is this? Can you tell the people what this is?
NBA Live 07, and it has to go in your collection, so if you take this, then that's a deal. Shake on it?
Hard bargain, dude.
Ah, done.
All jokes aside, it actually turns out that NBA Live 07 was from a buy list submitter who happened to just want to donate a game to me. So I don't know if they want me to mention their name, but huge shout out to them. That's awesome. I mean, even though it is an NBA Live 07, it doesn't matter. Any games I get for free as gifts from people, I do cherish, so that's awesome. All right, let's go add in these games. Okay, looks like we got 20 additions to the collection. I always like getting nice, even numbers like that. So that puts us at 473 games. All right, let's put these games on the shelf. Actually, before I add the games on, I do need to rectify something. This is one of the rare cases where I'm actually gonna replace something I already have. This is the special edition of Devil May Cry 3. So technically it's not a variant because it is a different game, technically, but it's literally just Devil May Cry 3 with extra features. It's the same game. I don't need both of these, so I'm literally just gonna replace my copy with this and call it a day. If that makes me a fake full set collector, I don't care. But to me, there's no point in having both of them. So I guess technically we need to change this back by 1. So some of you might be wondering, why exactly am I doing this? Because I don't think I mentioned that in my initial video. Honestly guys, it's just because the PS2 is my favorite console of all time. There's really nothing more to it, because it's certainly not because it is the easiest console to collect for. I mean, not only is there just a large amount of games, there's just a lot of stuff that people just don't even know about. Like, there's a good chance that there's a lot of titles that might not really have any information on the internet. There's other consoles to where there's some games where you literally cannot buy even if you wanted to buy them. I won't be surprised if I end up finding out about stuff like that on the PS2. I think at some point, once I have collected all of just the major retail releases, at the very end of the, you know, completing what I want to complete, I might start going for like the really, really obscure stuff that no one really ever talks about or even knows about, but I'll save that for the very, very end. Touching back onto why I'm doing this, I don't know, I guess in the past year or so, I've gotten kind of bored of collecting, and it's mainly just because I didn't have a goal. Now that I have a goal with collecting, it makes finding games out in the wild just really fun. And I think at some point too, once I have the full collection, I want to go through every single PlayStation 2 game, not necessarily beat every single one of them, because that's an insane task, but I at least want to try every single one out. Just because you never know what you might find when you just start trying random games. There's a lot of games on the PS2 I would never even bother to try. You know, something like this right here, Ice Age 2, The Meltdown. Like this movie tie-in game, I would never ever think to play it, but if I force myself to at least try every single PS2 game that exists, who knows, this can end up being one of my favorites. I sincerely doubt it, but you never know. I guess if there was one thing that was slightly worrying about doing this so far, while I've been having a lot of fun in the past few weeks just grabbing all these games, I really haven't gotten any like expensive games. And by expensive, I'm talking games that price start for over like $15. So not really sure what's gonna happen once I run out of cheap games to get, which obviously that's gonna take a long time because there is no shortage of cheap games on the PS2. But yeah, if I'm stubborn to my rules at 50% cash and trade credit only, it's probably gonna take me a good amount of time to get all the high dollar games, but we'll see, we'll see. Okay, so far so good. The shelves are admittedly looking a little more full now. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm thinking I'm probably gonna figure out some sort of new way to display my PS1 games. I do like them here, but I can get literally another row of PS2 here, and then I can figure out another way to get another row of PS2 here. And then I just need to figure out somewhere else to put these. And then at some point, I'm undoubtedly gonna need just another shelf in general for PS2 stuff. And oh, also, if you're wondering where all my sports games are, right now they're just in a box in my closet. I wanna just keep them here for now just because I think they're really ugly to display. Once I have every single sports game on the PS2, I'm gonna dedicate an entire shelf just to them. Call it the wall of shame, basically. Just because, like, I don't want like giant seas of white in the middle of my shelves with the other good games. Well, good games. Really, I just don't like the way they look all displayed on a shelf. But anyways, I'm 25% done now. Really, I'm just getting started, but I'm having a ton of fun doing this. I definitely didn't expect it to be this fun. And yeah, there's still so many good games that I need to get, and at some point need to play. Because I mean, as fun as it is collecting games, you gotta play them too. Also, I guess I should mention this now. There's gonna be a lot of games I'm gonna be purging from my personal collection to get to PS2 games. Like games that I have, like the Lunar Big Boxes, these are games I don't really care about, so I'd rather trade these away to get some nice PS2 heavies. And there's a lot more heavies I have in my collection that I know I'll just never even touch, so I'd rather trade those away, get some nice PS2 stuff. So that'll actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that'll help out to get some of the heavies in the future. But okay, quick addendum to the video. I'm gonna be going to Game Central Station in December. If any of you guys that are going there and you have PS2 heavies that you're willing to trade me, I'm gonna be bringing a lot of my higher end stuff that I don't want anymore. So I am gonna be bringing these Lunar Big Boxes. I am gonna be bringing Parasite Eve 2. And then I'm gonna be going through like my PS4, 5, Game Boy, just all this stuff, and any of the high-end stuff I don't want here, I'm gonna be bringing along. So if you're willing to do trades, bring some PS2 heavies and we might work something out. Regardless of that, every so often, I'll make these update videos, guys, just to kind of show you where I'm at. Realistically, I'm gonna have to do it more often than every 25% because it's gonna take me a while. Well, I think it's most likely a while to get to the 50% mark, 75% mark, then who knows to get to the 100% mark. But anyways, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next time.